All right, all right. I'm all done eating my sandwich. Let's go ahead and get started. This is a Kulvey Monster Hunter World not speed run, live stream. You'd think I'd say this automatically from having said it so many times. Here you can see the online session ID in the upper right hand corner. It says we're fighting Behemoth, but don't worry, we're not. Okay. Let's jump over to the Gathering Hub. What is this music, man? I wonder if I should play some other music today. It's tempting. It's tempting. Nah, we'll just do Monster Hunter music. Alright, is it already full in here? Oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It is already full. You guys probably already know the rules. No attacking on Pursuit 1. You attack on Pursuit, the run after Pursuit 1. And then also no going AFK in this lobby if you go AFK or if you play a different quest. You gotta get the boot. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Wait, did I talk to the wrong one? Oh no, I didn't. Matt says, cringe title, not gonna lie. Oh my god. Wait, do I have a forager set up? I probably do. Yes, I do. There it is. Manage items. There we go. Alright, so we got our forager set up and we emptied our item loadout. Let's go ahead and pay with money for the chef's choice platter. Fish aficionado, right? She's the best. She's the best girl. How's it going, Gozu THC? 6M6DS says good night, good fight. Bonus meme is dead. Oh no, not bonus meme. How's it going, Rosa O'Drawing? Oh, Rosa says, hey, how might you be today? I am busy as always. Always very busy. I feel like my brain just runs all day really hard. And it doesn't really take a break. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm going a little crazy. Not Master Arrow says, I have personally never made it to high rank because I don't know what weapon to main. Never made it to high rank. Getting to high rank's easy. You gotta get to high rank. Fish aficionado. What a great name. Mommy Kulvey is giving out milk duds for trick-or-treats. It's trick-or-treat time and Mommy Kulvey gives out the milk duds. Maddie B says, yo, is there a way for us to see the ID so we can be ready to join when a spot frees up? Yep, we have it in the description of the video, as usual. General This Rack says, do you know who created You Cart You Lose? Are you saying you created it? Gozu THC says, yep, same here. Let's go ahead and click this. Who created it? Let's go ahead and grab this. Mommy Kulvey. Hello, Gameconomist. How are you this fine afternoon? I am fine, Kuro. Let's go ahead and jump up here. Ta-da. This is a great item farm. Got the bond berries. We got sticky ammo. We got honey. We got dragon strike nut. Oh, that sticky ammo was turning into actual sticky ammo. I don't like that. The nuts. We want to keep them as nuts. Kamar says, finally done with my item farming. Now starts Monster Hunter playtime break until Iceborne. That's right. That's right. Iceborne's coming. Hopefully it has lots of really tough fights in it. Real tough fights. Grab this bitter bug. We'll jump over here. We'll grab this nitro shroom. How many times have I done this with my eyes closed? A million times.
Over here. I'm ready.
I'll go ahead and grab this footprint. I might change my profile picture to Bracadillo. Can certainly do that. Kulvey, you should have gone for the horns. Hunter, no. What did you do? You should have gone for the horns. Come here, Copper Kalapa. Ouch. Your scattered gold chips are mine now. Ha 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 ha. We will grab this parachroom. And we'll grab the scattered gold chip. Got the Kiara Ice, Fire, and Dragon. Can you do Area 1 in your sleep? Yes, I can. I can fall asleep and literally do this. This requires 0 effort. Any spare footprints? No. Come here, you jerks. Jump. Zoop. Kulvey Wulvey and her milk duds. We'll grab this nitro shroom. Whoop. Whenever Gameconomist talks about politics and religion in a Kulv stream, I imagine Kulv Taroth talking to the Gashalaka about politics. What? I'm sure she does not. Kulv equals MILF. Maybe. Does she have children? We don't know if Kulv has children. I bet she doesn't. She just got out of college. She's not ready for kids. Rick Mild says, just beaten Arch-Tempered Nergigante yesterday thanks to your longsword guide. Many thanks. Glad to hear that, man. Give me that. Boop. I'm gonna eat that copper calapper later for dinner. Wiggler plus Shuckle equals Shuckler or Wiggleclull? None of this makes sense. It would definitely be the Shuckler. I wish I could transfer weapons to my other account. I have so many Kulv weapons that I wish I could give. Ah, that's true. Kimona. Man, I almost feel like we could turn on a TV show in the corner of the live stream and watch the TV show while we play. That's how automated this fight is for me at this point. Like, it's all memorized. Kumar says, rumors are that Kulv weapons are going to get an upgrade tree in Iceborne. I hope this is true. Yep. They said that they didn't want all of the time we invested in Kulv Taroth to be wasted. And so they didn't really elaborate beyond that, though. So we don't know what that means. Hopefully it's something nice. One question, why don't you damage at the first stage? Just curious. I answer this question every single time we do a Kulv run. And the answer is that you just gather her tracks, and then she leaves in 8 minutes on her own. And then you're done with that, and your pursuit level is pursuit level 4. It works. You'll see. Keep watching the stream. It'll all make sense. HP Blast says, finally made it to HR 49 thanks to your Dark Devourer guide. Many thanks. Glad to hear that, man. I should make a fresh Dark Devourer guide. That's a real old one now. I wonder if it'll be relevant, though, after Iceborne. Like, will it retroactively come back and nerf cluster bombs on the Dark Devourer? Probably it will. I hope we get Arch-Tempered Bigfoot in Iceborne. Oh, please. We're not gonna get Bigfoot. We're not gonna get Bigfoot. Living in a pipe dream. Arch-Tempered Hot Spring. Grab this scattered gold chip. We'll grab this Copper Calopolis Hall. If Kulv weapons could be upgraded, how would you do it? By upgrading them. I have no clue. In the end, they just have to do more damage, right? So that's about it. That's all you can do. Oh, you know what, Komar, if you think about it, maybe what they're really hinting at is that Kulv Taroth is going to return in Iceborne. Ew. Ew, it's going to suck. Here comes Kulvey. Come on. Everybody quick, start grinding Kulv Taroth. The developers said that they're going to give us stuff later. They're like, yep, all you gotta do is keep playing Kulv. Arch-Tempered, Extreme, Kulv Taroth. Oh no. These little mother frickers. Okay, so during my Kulv streams, you guys are welcome to talk about anything you want. You talk about music, you talk about games, anything you feel like, because during the P1 grind on Kulv Taroth, it is so easy and requires so little brain power that I could do this and have a conversation with you guys. So feel free to talk about something other than Monster Hunter World in this case. Cryptic says she better not return and make you farm things. That's exactly what they're gonna make you do. We'll make them farm Kulv again. You know what I think they want to do? Farm some more Kulv. Somebody will. I'll do it. My whole job is playing this game right now, so I'll be on farming that Kulvey Taroth. That Kulvey Wulvey. Scatter gold chip. 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 Here's a scattered gold chip. Got it. Session name. The session name is Awesomest Session. Can I talk about the big bomb I took? Big fudge dragon. Laying brown babies. Ayo Mix says, I took a couple of weeks break and now I want to farm Kulv. I got so mad when I needed 3 more things to make the full arch tempered armor set and just been slacking at this point. 2 teams still out, huh? Let's go ahead and change our build. Oops. Jump over to this Wyvern Ignition Impact build. Wyvern Ignition Impact build. Do I have Part Breaker? Tell me I have Part Breaker. Alright, we just trade Part Breaker out with the Max Might. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Walmart hiding violent video games in demo stations. Yeah, I heard about that. That is, pretty crappy. Also, there was a guy who had, like, in the Springfield, Missouri Walmart, which is, like, I think it's, like, 3 hours from where I live. There was a guy who came in with the, full body armor or something like that, and I guess he had a gun with a bunch of ammunition, but I think it was in his car. I don't think he was carrying it around. And he was arrested. I wonder if he was just trying to cause a ruckus, you know? Because if he really wanted to do a mass shooting, he would have just walked in with his gun. So maybe he changed his mind, or maybe he was trying to see if anyone would freak out if he was wearing all that. I don't know. Or maybe he was stalking the place beforehand. Kumar says, what would be your perfect set list for a Nine Inch Nails concert if Trent were to play it? Well, I think if I were to put that together, I would need to sit down and really organize it. That's too much work for me in the middle of the stream. Come on, Theoden. His name is Autumn Leave, but he won't let us leave. Theoden, what are you doing? Who joins and doesn't have their build ready? Come on, man. There we go. We're good. Chris Diaz says a firefighter stopped the guy in Missouri, I believe. Yes, a firefighter pulled a gun out and he said, freeze, mother. And the guy froze and he's arrested now. I suspect he wasn't going to shoot up the Walmart. I bet you he was just there to scare everyone. Because, again, like, if he was really going to do it, he just would have done it. And he did it. But so it's either that or he was, like, scoping the place out before he did it. So that was possible as well. One or the other. Just shows you, people are being pretty crazy. I don't know. What do you do about it? You play more violent video games. What game do you think he played? Do you think he played Monster Hunter? He probably played Monster Hunter. There she is. Ah, the woman of your dreams. Kulvey Wulvey. Imagine if you had to beat Arch-Tempered Kulvey Taroth to gain citizenship. What the f... It's the dumbest thing I've heard. Oh, she's going. That was a waste. That's okay. I don't mind. Jump! I'm a firefighter myself, and I can confirm that he was packing heat. He came packing. If we just take guns away from everyone. Yeah, it's a tough thing, man. Everyone's trying to figure out really how to stop these, and nobody seems to have a good solution. I think really the strongest solution really would be just to take guns away from everyone, like just to make them all illegal. Handguns, rifles, just all of them. And I think people know this, but they don't want to do it because it's like you're really giving up your ability to have self-defense in your own home. You're giving up your rights as a citizen to be armed. So, yeah, people don't want to do it. And I can understand it. Cold is my waifu, that heck yeah. Matt Cicero says, "Oh sweet child, how you dream of the quiet crawling darkness." What? Pancoctic says, "We need the religious folks saying that Dragons and Dungeon is the devil's work, so we can have the 90s and 80s experience again." Pokemon, isn't that game the game that teaches you evolution? That's evil. You remember that? There was like this big craze that Pokemon was going to teach your children evolution. Not my children. Not my daughter. She's going to learn that women came from the rib of man. Yep. Pretty wild. Evolution.
See you around, buddy.
Harry Potter came out. Everyone's like, witches and wizardry is from Satan. Ah! Why you bully Mama Gold? Oh, we're not bullying her. We're just helping her get out of her giant golden coat. You know, she's had a long day at work. She needs to relax. We're going to help her relax. Smack. If everyone has a gun, then shootings wouldn't be a problem, as any shooter would be shot the second they open fire. Yeah, you can believe that. The other thing you could also argue is that because there's so many guns available, you'll see more shootings. See what I'm saying? There's a lot of narratives. Everyone has their own belief on what'll work and what won't work. I honestly, even though I don't necessarily agree with taking all guns away, I do actually believe if you outlawed guns 100% everywhere, fully outlawed, right? Like, you're not allowed to sell them, you're not allowed to have them, you go straight to jail if you have them. Real tough gun laws that go against the Second Amendment. Really tough. Zero gun tolerance, whole country. I think that you would actually see shootings go down. You'd see stabbings go way up. It'd be just like the UK probably. People would start stabbing each other, maybe hitting each other with bats. But the shootings would go down because it's a logistical thing. When there's lots of guns, there's lots of shooting. When there's no guns, there might still be shootings every now and then. Maybe somebody has an illegal gun they got from Mexico, right? But there would be less shootings, that's the point. So there is a way to reduce it. People don't want to give up their Second Amendment rights. And it's as simple as that. Don't want to do it. And it's understandable too, because people hate the government, they fear the government. Government's super gridlocked. Everyone's like, oh, my rights, and blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, it's pretty wild. But, and it's not a, America had guns for such a long time and people didn't do mass shootings. Now people do mass shootings. I feel like the internet's probably actually playing a role. You have online material you can read now to radicalize yourself pretty easily. And people are more isolated because of the internet. And another important aspect is you can go online and idolize shooters. You can be like, wow, this guy got all this attention because he was a shooter. Whereas in the past, you couldn't really do it. You couldn't do that because, it's possible a shooting would make maybe national headlines, but then it would be forgotten. It wouldn't be documented on the internet. The internet documents things, right? So if you're thinking about being a shooter, you go online and you see all these people who are successful shooters, like, wow, he killed 60 people, amazing, I'm gonna one-up him, stuff like that. You can't document it in the past when you just had television, broadcast television, right? And now you can. So there's all kinds of weird stuff. All kinds of weird stuff. I think what scares me most is every time these happen, there's always some kind of warning from somebody. They're all like, oh yeah, he has a hit list, or he has a kill list, or You know, he goes around in a trench coat. You know, there's all these obvious signs, and everyone just kind of ignores them. Like, what can you do about it? We can't stop him until after he's committed the crime. So I guess he can own his all his guns. Rosa O'Drawing says, there should be a law where you can't take more than one poop in 48 hours. That would be a big problem. Disguster says, screw guns is feet sniffing time. Ooh, that's right. It's feet sniffing time. Chris Diaz says, apparently people have found a way to 3D print guns. Yeah, I've heard about that. So, not just 3D print them, but just like fully make them. You know, I was watching a documentary in the Philippines. Oh man, this is probably a terrible idea. Oh, that's too bad. So I was watching a documentary how in the Philippines guns are very hard to obtain, and so there's like a illegal gun crafting trade where guys who know how to make guns get paid really elaborate amounts of money to illegally create guns from scratch, like fully make them. And it was crazy. It's like they made them as if the manufacturer made them. They had all the parts they needed, molds, metal. It was so wild. And you'll probably see something like that if guns were outlawed everywhere. They're just totally outlawed. You'd see something like that. Something like that would happen for sure. Slinger bombs. Did she drop these? I didn't know she could drop slinger bombs. Most people fake it, so you can't put everyone who says they'll shoot up people under surveillance. That's exactly right. That's the problem. So when you joke about, ha ha ha, I'll shoot you and your family, right? If you say that and you're joking, it would be crazy if you went to jail for it, because it's a joke, right? But people want to make it so that if you do say it, it's no longer a joke and you do go to jail. Or you do have at least you have your guns taken away. It's something like that, right? So I would agree with that at least. You know, if you're going around saying you're going to kill people and you got a bunch of guns, people would be like, can we just take that guy's guns? We don't want him saying that. And he's making us nervous. So they're talking about passing that kind of law where if you're claiming you're going to kill people, someone can actually flag you, I guess, and actually tell the authorities, all right, you need to take this dude's guns away because he's saying he's going to hurt people. So I actually don't think that would... I think that's a okay law. I don't know if they'll fully stop it. The main problem is people find it hard to believe that you could live in a society where somebody just wants to do a lot of evil stuff, you know? It's hard to accept that also there's sick, twisted people out there, and you can't always just get rid of them. It's not going to be possible to always get rid of them. However, the United States does have a lot more shootings than the rest of the world, so something has to change, you know what I mean? I guess in the end, if there's a will, there's a way. Antonio Molina says, best title uwu, I missed Mommy Colv in her quizzes. I have built several guns. Plenty of guns build their own suppressors too, 100% legally with tax stamp. 1, 2, 3. All we need is gray swords. You don't need anything else. Just me and James. We're gonna break her horns off right now. Get it, the tail, Godsend, we'll get the horns. Oh man, I hope this doesn't break the horns before the tail. What are you doing? The tail's not broken. Alright, we'll get it right now. That's 400 damage.
Oh dear.
This is gonna hurt. Yep. People keep on dying every day because people keep shooting each other. That's right. You don't have to. Tail broken. We're good. Let's get those horns. Ah, that's her arm, not her horns, unfortunately. That's not her horns at all. We rolled through it. Ouch. I wasn't sure if that was gonna land or not. She gonna smash! And And there go the horns. Nice job, everyone. They broke while she was falling asleep. How wild is that? How can you lose when you use the greatsword? It's too easy. Disguster says, not just any greatsword, a freaking rocket-powered greatsword. Just need laws that make guns harder to obtain. Heck, I could go to Walmart and get a gun. That's what everyone says. Everyone's like, hey, let's make guns harder to get. I think with these shooters, they had them legally, didn't they? They got them legally. There's a lot of recent shooters that got their guns legally, not illegally. And it's not necessarily true that a background check would have filtered them out. Or a stricter background check, I should say. We already kind of have a background check, don't we? People just say it's not effective. Do 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 do. Chop. Boop. Guess I wasted that sleep. Ooh woo. Some people can slip through the background checks. What's like, in hindsight, you look back and go, him, he's the guy who shouldn't have a gun. But it's like, I don't know, maybe he would have found some other way to really injure people. I don't know. I don't know. It's a sad, tough subject. It really is. Hey, we just got an attack jewel. That's pretty rare. That's a pretty lucky roll. Kamar says, excited for bad loot? I sure am. Imagine if people just used venomous snakes instead if they banned guns. That's right. Why are you going to ban guns when they're just going to switch over to venomous snakes, man? Cove Taroth Siege, obtain rewards. Alright, let's see. These are going to be crap. Tareth Crest, poisonous crap. Kiara Stream is fine, but we already own it. Tareth Bomber, Tareth Crest Water, that's a good one. I mean, Kiara Crest Water, that's a good one. Kiara Decay, Kiara Salt Ice. Alright, we have all the rest. Hey, we actually got a new weapon, though. That's pretty cool.
How's the hunting?
Oh, will they make it? Wait. Is this the beginning of Pursuit 6? That's bad if this is the beginning of Pursuit 6 or something. Is this Pursuit 1 or Pursuit, Oh no.
There it is, at last. Reminds me of that time. Now get out there.
Is this a Pursuit 1 run? What's going on here? How do I look up the Pursuit? I don't remember.
Ready?
I'll know when I see what these guys are doing. I think they're gathering. Okay, Pursuit 1, thank you. Sweet. I thought that I thought what I was reading was that this was going to be like Pursuit 6 or something, like from a failed group. Is not.
I'm ready.
If you want to hurt people, just sell all of their attack jewels. That's right. How's it going, Brittany Stewart? What else do you guys want to talk about? Let's talk about something fun. Wonder what's in the news. Oh, nothing fun's ever in the news. It's always something depressing. That's all the news is. It's depression. What if there's like gaming news? There's Kotaku. See what happens if we go to Kotaku. I'm reading the news while I play. Dad builds are making lazy gaming okay, and I love that. What is he talking about? That's lame. No Man's Sky Crater on new multiplayer features. That sounds boring. Deep-pocketed collectors are fueling a retro game gold rush. Wow, interesting. So people trying to collect all the retro games. That's actually pretty interesting because I'm getting into Pokemon cards, and that is a similar thread, right? Like, when you look at the old Pokemon cards from 20 years ago, they're really expensive, man. People, you know, they're like, here's my Mint 10 Pokemon card. You can have it for $400. Whew. Fortnites and popular mechs will stay in competitive play. I don't know what that it means. Competitive Smash Brothers Melee is back with a vengeance this week. Huh, interesting. Smash Brothers Melee lives on. Just reading. None of the other pieces articles look that interesting. Alright. What do you guys think of that? News is for betas. Carter Windelspect. He says, double attack gem drop last night for me. Damn, dude, that's so nice. Thanks for that donation. Why don't we go ahead and update this snack fund? Thank you so much. Is that really your last name? Carter Windelspect. I haven't been paying too much attention to what's going on in the game. The Pursuit one is so like, it's fine the first 100,000 times you do it, but the first 100,000 first time you do it, it really starts to feel like the grindiest thing you've ever done in your life. How many times have I fought Kulve now? I swear to God, I must have fought her. I don't even know, man. It's probably some crazy amount. I've fought her on all 3 platforms. Many times. Let's run this way. She's very easy once you've fought her 1,000 times, right? I probably should be logged in as somebody else right now because I don't even care about getting her weapons necessarily. So my PC account actually has quite a few of the weapons already. Maybe if I was on my PlayStation account. Maybe I'll do a PlayStation run of Kulve. Carter Windelspect says, I've had 3 people outside of the family ever pronounce it right. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a longer name. If you could play the same character cross-platform, that'd be nice. Did somebody drop the boulders? No attacking, guys. We don't allow attacking. Oh my God. Get those tracks, boys. What? This is so boring, man. I like the attack runs, let me say that. The attack runs are legit pretty fun. But they designed her to be this way because they're like, nah, let's not make the fight too fast. We don't want them to win too often. Hope they do something about the abysmal drop rate for high-end decorations in Iceborne. Yeah, right. You know they won't. They're gonna be like, nope, that's our bread and butter, is making you suffer. Oh, I already collected that one. What's the most underrated jewel in your opinion? Underrated jewel, huh? Evade window and wide range. Maybe wide range, actually. So people are already familiar with wide range and they think it's good, but I don't think people realize just how good it is because of its ability to give out stuff like Might Pill ×4. I mean, if you think about what that means in terms of attack boosting your team's output, might pill times 4. Think about that. Or might pill 1 plus 3, if you want to say it that way, because you would have gotten the might pill either way. Really, really wild. Maybe there's some other gaming news. Let's see what happens if I type in gaming news. Gaming news. Gamers rebuke critics who blame video games for violence. You have been rebuked for besmirching my name. Oh, hope that doesn't autoplay. Good. There's something deeply disingenuous about blaming video games for something that could be dealt with in a far more practical and fundamental way, especially with the regulations of guns, background checks, and all that. Sessler said he believed the conversation around games made more sense in the days of Columbine when violent video games were relatively new to the mainstream. Now that years of research is available to debunk the link between violent games and crime, Sessler had faith that people won't buy into that narrative. Huh. Joe Vargas, host of the Angry Joe Show on YouTube, agrees. He made a living off of gaming for 10 years, but is still discouraged that this conversation still has to happen. It's just frustrating because we have to do this every time, Vargas says. It reminds me when they were blaming rock music, rap music, heavy metal, or action movies. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Let's go ahead and refresh our items. Alright. Let's jump back to the live room. To the chat room. I'm a Halo guy says, are you going to make a Lavassiat farm strategy? I already did. Yeah, in fact, right now it's one of my most viewed videos. It went up in popularity when Lavassiat came out. Yeah, so I've already got one. I could repost it if you want it. I could do like a rerun video. I could just repost it to my channel. I don't know what happens when you repost a video like that. If it makes YouTube mad or if it makes your viewers mad. Like, hey, you already have this video. The special autumn per router is only available for a limited time. What is the autumn platter? Not feeling it. It doesn't look that good. Moss Whining and Dining available. We could play Moss Whining and Dining. What do you guys think? I feel like it's not worth the full stream even. It's just kind of a funny thing. You do it once or twice, you laugh, and then you're done. Whoa!
Got small rays, so
Well, heck yeah. How do I say this name? Is Siri It's. Heck yeah, man. Glad to hear about that race. Wait, did I do this wrong? I think that's how you spell it. I hope that was right. Thank you so much, man. Making that shuckle pop up. Alright, let's see if they're back yet.
How's the hunting?
Nope, wrong button. I do that all the time. Nope, they're not back. What's your GPU and CPU? Big ones. I don't know. Disguster says, ooh, yes, so the piggles. I would have to look up the GPU and CPU of the computer. I can't remember from when I bought it. All I remember is I paid $800 for it. That's all I remember. Jeff Bright says, playing this game makes you want to go out and fight the neighbor's animals. I don't know about that. Might have check yourself in there, Jeff. What's the name of your squad? The name of the squad is... Ooh, oh, right. We don't have the squad on the PC. Let's make it.
It's so good to see you. Hey.
What, she just says thank you, welcome, welcome?
Hi.
Wow, I guess I'm not allowed to talk to her right now. That's weird. Huh, that's strange. Is Arch-Tempered Kulvey your favorite Elder Dragon? No, I'd say Arch-Tempered Nergigante. I think he's more fun.
That reminds me.
Wow, these guys took a long time, man. Kulvey is Bay? That's right, Oberon. There we go, Pursuit level 4 reached. Really, that's all you need. Ah, but look, we're so close to 5. Let's go ahead and wait for 5. Fayed says, what is your favorite monster in or coming to Monster Hunter World? I guess Velkhana. I don't know. Nothing's really blowing my mind right now. There's a lot of returning monster from the old games. There's a lot of variants. The only really new monster is Velkhana. So I want to see some new stuff. That's what I really want. I've had time to think about it. The variants feel almost like, to be honest with you guys, the variants feel almost like the modding community could have made them. You know, with just enough time, the modding community could have changed the colors on the monsters, given them a few different moves, right? And then made some new weapons. Definitely could have made the weapons and the armor themselves. So the variants don't actually get me too excited. Beatotus and Bonbaro get me excited. However, they really just look like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to remember their names. Gyrototus and Barrett, right? And they're basically we fought them in the demo. They're basically Gyrototus and Barrett with a few new moves, or they feel slightly different, but not like really different. So I'm a little concerned about having real new experiences in the expansion. I'm thinking, hold on. Velkhana, I haven't fought Velkhana. So Velkhana could be really brand new and really new feeling. Oh, and they showed us like a variant of Legiana. So we know there's a variant of Legiana. We know there's a bunch of returning monsters, Glavenus, Brachydios, Nargacuga, Tigrix, right? But, I mean, they were just okay, to be honest with you. I already played them a whole bunch in the demo. Yeah, we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. I want some new, fresh monsters. Really new. Like, they they didn't copy off of an already existing monster. They made something really fresh. You know what I mean? Like Ancient Leshen. That was terrific. We need more experiences like Ancient Leshen. Something brand new. Really rooting for that. Hey, I discovered you a week ago and I enjoy watching your streams and vids. You interact a lot with your chat and it's nice. No problem, Joshua. Glad to hear that. Wait, I just ran way past her, didn't I? Yeah, she's already way over here. Are you going to farm for your decorations with Lavasiat on PlayStation 4? I'm not, actually. I'm not. My experience with the Xbox has taught me that farming for the decorations is ultimately not that important. What's important is understanding all of the armor and understanding all the charms, and you'll be fine. You don't actually... I mean, some decorations are really important, like, let's say, Guard Up. Guard Up's really important. Mighty Bow is really important. But I know how to play with all the weapons, so I don't actually have to have those weapons. See what I'm saying? So I can just play with the weapons that I have, like Sleep Hammer, and I'm fine. I'm set. So, in my opinion, it's better for me to focus on other things with my character rather than just decorations. Yeah, decorations take a long time. Fayed says, how do I raise my affinity? I use full Draken. I don't have any good jewels except 2 attack and 1 expert. Well, if you were to wear the Witcher set, that'll give you full weakness exploit and 2 levels of crit eye and 2 levels of attack boost, which you can pair that with 2 more levels of attack boost to get 5% affinity. So that would probably be where I would look into. It's not true that the Draken armor is like, you have to have it. That's not true. You can actually just play with the handicraft that you have on your weapon and, you know, let it be that. Oh wait, did I jump over here too early? I'm talking and playing so much, I might have jumped too early. Yeah, I did. Enomia Norma is AFK. Alright.
My kind of hunter.
I hope they weren't just going pee. They're gonna come back and be like, what the frick? He's gotta be mad here.
You ready?
Are you ready? How do I raise my... Oh, I already answered that question. Velkhana is confirmed to have ice attacks. She better have ice attacks. What else would be the point of Velkhana? G Master Rank expansions in the previous games don't typically add that many new monsters. However, I feel like Capcom wouldn't reveal their new monsters so that nobody can see them. Whoa! Greetings from the UK. So you're up at 11:30 pretty much. Unlucky Devil, thanks so much for the donation, man. Let me update that snack fund, man. 1804. Must have converted. Sweet. From the UK. Man, I'm ready to move to the UK. I was telling you guys how I was watching these travel videos. What was his name? Was it like Nick Steve or something like that? And he goes all over Europe and does basically he does vacation videos and documents all the places you can go. And man, it's so cool and beautiful over there because they have something America doesn't have, and that's like medieval history. So America's still a really young country, and I don't know what the benefits of being a young country are, but I can tell you one of the downsides is you don't have any beautiful castles or anything like that because, you know, there's just nothing over here for most of the time. Yeah. I was looking at it and go, oh my god, I'm ready to move now. And then I can go to Walmart and feel safe. Dude, that Springfield Walmart's like 3 hours from me. Yeah, I live in Missouri, so the that thing that reached the news the other day, that's Springfield, Missouri. It's not that far from me. It's frustrating, man. And I live right next to, I live like literally 15-20 minutes from Ferguson, Missouri. That's where the whole Michael Brown thing happened. Everyone freaked out over Michael Brown. There's too much conflict. I feel very divided. It's like the divided states of America. Oh, there it is. Do you know if there are any water monsters coming to Iceborne? Very, very likely, Hypernova, but I don't actually know. I think the Paolumu variant is going to be water. Rosa O'Drawing says it's 9:30 p.m. here at the moment. Oh, okay, sweet. Oh, 6 hours, right, 6 hours. Not 8. What am I thinking of for 8? Come on over, Kulvey Wulvey. Does she not see me? We got her. Time to cut this tail. Get out of here, Gadulakis. Aw, the tail actually shoved me away. She just smacked those Gadulaka pretty hard. Ouch. Whoa, okay, that was pretty close. I see YouTube vid about history of some UK city, about it medieval history exactly, and there was photos with knights all back. That was funny. Whew. No, it's just, America doesn't really have anything like that. We have like the cowboys and Indians. And that's about it. And then we have World War II. That's what we have. And America loves itself over World War II really heavily. Like, wow, we're the best. And other than that, we're a country where you can make a lot of money, open a business. Ghost Smuggler says, do you know if Wrath Armor is the only way to get crit element in Iceborne? Oh, I gotta sneeze, man. There's also the, well, yes, basically there's also the Azure Starlord set as well. And then all the Kulv Kiar weapons, many of them have built-in critical element. But yes, that's accurate. There's no crit element decoration, if that's what you're wondering. We got it. We got the white sharpness. That's all I care about. Alright, look at that. Instant grab. That's good. Means we built up quite a bit of mount. Let's go ahead and Get that demon powder going. Get this might seed going. The tail's broken. Means everyone's just going to be lining up on Kulv's horns. Do we not have mega barrel bombs? I guess we don't have mega barrel bombs. That's fine. Who needs them? Oh, it's gonna miss. It's because I got stuck on the other side of her chin. Look at this damage, guys. You're gonna love this. 867, and that's low, by the way. You can get it higher than that. Oh, run! U.S. in World War II. What about U.S. in Vietnam? Ah, man. I don't want to think about that one.
Oh dear.
There we go. The horns are broken. What would you think of a giant stag beetle, centipede, or moth monster? Yeah, we need stuff like that for sure. We'll have to see if we get it. No moths, please. Gameconomist, do you watch football? Not at all. I watch. I try not to watch too much TV. I spend most of my time gaming actually, and then when I do watch TV, I definitely do not play. I do not watch sports of any kind. Normally I'll watch like politics actually, politics or cartoons, something like that. Something funny, cooking show on YouTube. Teach me how to cook food because I love to eat. Something like that. Somewhere in that range. Melded weapon. Wow. Mothra from Godzilla. You can cheese Kulv in the 4th phase with slice ammo and part breaker. I don't think you can. I wish I knew more about British history. Unfortunately, I was taken out of history in school because I have a learning difficulties. RIP. Taken out of history. King of Night says, back at it again with giant lizard waifu Kulv Taroth. That's right. Kulvey Wulvey. Can you do face reveal? He says in all caps. How's it going? Feels bad set. Can you do face reveal? I actually can now. I have a phone that can actually take pictures. Imagine that. There we go. Run number 2 down. Whew. What do you think of that, kitty? What do you think of that? Kulv Taroth Siege. Spark, Tareth Dagger's Fire, Rage Gold Exploder, Tareth Buster Poison. There's the Buster Bomber. Kiara Slicer Stream, that's a new one. Not really important to me. Wow, RIP. I swear to God, when you start reaching a point where you have a lot of the weapons, you just don't get good rewards anymore. You're lucky to get one good reward a run. So bad. So stingy, man. What phone did you get? I ended up getting the Google Pixel 3, and I don't know anything about how to use it. Start up the next round. Spooky, scary skeletons. That's right. This is the autumn, the autumn festival, and actually we're pretty close to autumn, aren't we? We're partway through August, right? So we're getting closer to autumn in the real world. It's kind of crazy. Time flies, man. Felt like it was January just the other day. Why did you get stream stones from it and I never get stream stones? There seems to be some kind of mod on my account. I don't know what mod it is, but it's turning a bunch of my rewards into stream stones. It's really annoying. I have to find a way to get rid of it because I don't even need stream stones. I modded in all the stream stones, so I don't even need them. So I have no idea what's doing it. Jake says, I run a very tanky lance build on most hunts. I mean, I don't cart, but I don't feel confident without max guard, guard up, and full stun resist. Any changes needed? Yup, you don't need guard up on certain fights. You never need guard 5. Guard 3 is fine. And you rarely need stun resist. The only... Hey, thanks, JQ. I'm a new sub, and I'm curious...
What your least favorite monster is in world. Based on design, not combat.
Ooh. Design, not combat. Let me go ahead and update the snack fund. And that was JQ. Thank you so much, Jay. Glad you joined. So, let me try doing this. I'm going to go to palicoparty.com so I can look at all the monsters real fast. Okay, so there's all the monsters. So the monster by design, not by combat, huh? I'm looking at them right now.
There it is. At last.
Well, it's kind of unfair though, because some of the monsters I think are designed to be kind of derpy. I think my least favorite then would have to be Kulvey Wulvey, because he's so like, he's such a derpy monster. So if you're talking about design and not combat, then it's definitely going to be something like Kulvey Wulvey or maybe Wulvey. When you fight them, you just feel like you're not really in a serious fight. So that would have to be my choice for least interesting. But if you were to cut those out, could be Paolumu actually. Paolumu, you know, I don't know. It's just kind of this goofy. It blows the air sac around his neck up, and it just looks like something. It's too cartoonish for me when it does that, I guess. Yeah, it just looks a little too cartoonish. The other disappointing thing about the Paolumu design is after you've fought him a few times, you realize it's just a reskinned Raytheon Rathalos. So you're like, wow, you don't have your own design, and the whole trick of you is that you blow your neck up, and that's it. So Paolumu scores pretty high as unfavorable, but so does Kulvey Wulvey and Wulvey because, but let's be honest, they're just the starter goof monsters, you know what I mean? They're not the serious monsters. Whereas when you fight something like the Extreme Behemoth, he's like one huge muscle dog, so he just looks cool and he's a cool fight. You know, he's got the awesome music, he's intimidating. Who dropped the boulders? Ugh. Alright, Cure. The rules are, Cure, that you get booted if you drop the boulders. Sorry, Cure. Cure, you should come back, but don't drop the boulders next time, okay? Man. I feel like I say the rules every single time, but people just, I don't know, maybe they don't listen to the rules. The rules, I gotta boot you if you do it. Those are the rules. It's gotta be the same for everyone. Sonic Baz says, what about Bareth? Oh, I actually kind of like Bareth. I think that Bareth is an interesting fight. It's interesting that he was from the earlier games, too. I didn't know that. Yeah, I had no idea. You can't go AFK, guys, and you can't attack Kulv Taroth. Those are the rules. I know there's somebody online who probably said something along the lines of, you should drop the boulders on Kulv because the Gajalakas will, you know, make the scattered golds. We don't do that in my runs. We just don't attack her. That's all. No attacking Kulv. That's all. Yep. And you gotta follow the rules or I gotta boot you because those are the rules. And the rules apply to everyone the same. Let's go ahead and grab this barrel. Man, there's a lot of stuff to farm. Rosa says, people don't listen to the rules. Well, there's like a huge line of people that want to join this. You know, there's a whole bunch of people who want into the session. I know this because every time I do something like a Kulv Taroth session on Discord, afterwards, I'll get like something like 3 or 5 messages from people going, when's the next time you're going to host Kulv? I didn't even get into the session. And I say, well, probably not for a while. But you gotta follow the rules though, guys. Infuriated Pac-Man says, have you heard about Pizzagate? I've heard Pizzagate. I don't know what it is. I'm looking it up right now. Pizzagate. Pizzagate conspiracy theory. Let's educate people. It's a debunked conspiracy theory that went viral in 2016. Oh god, I don't want the wiki version. It's too long. let's say, what is Pizzagate? I don't want the long version. I just want somebody to explain it in like 3 words. What the heck is Pizzagate? The Clinton campaign manager John Podesta email was hacked and the messages were published by WikiLeaks. One of the emails was between Podesta and James Alefantis, the owner of DC Comet Ping Pong. The message discussed Alefantis hosting a possible fundraiser for Clinton. The pizzeria is the headquarters of a child trafficking ring led by Clinton and Podesta. What? Very false theory to comment, kick around 4chan until someone posts a long document with evidence. So, for those of you who didn't know what Pizzagate is, I guess it's simply an accusation that the Clintons were going to host a fundraiser with a pizzeria owner or something, or not a pizzeria owner, with a particular dude who was going to host a fundraiser at a pizzeria where they supposedly, this is the conspiracy part, where they supposedly would have like a child sex ring or something like that. Pretty grotesque, also probably very false. Jake, how do I say this? Laluiga? He says, thanks for the tips about how come I don't need full stun resist in Guard 5, because on some difficulty, monsters like Arch-Tempered Nurg, I just get slapped through a block or counter thrust. Oh, okay, so when you're fighting a monster like Arch-Tempered Nergigante, he deals pierce damage to your shield. And there's not a lot you can do about that, okay? There's no, like, anti-pierce skill. What is helpful about the guard skill is that it's going to reduce the amount of knockback and the amount of stamina that you spend guarding him, so that's good. However, he's going to deal that pierce damage, and the best thing you can do is to have lots of health regen augmentations, as well as divine protection. That helps as well. So you could drop 2 levels of guard and trade that out for divine protection, and what'll happen is occasionally when you take that pierce damage, the divine protection will kick in and reduce that pierce damage. But the real trick, oh, I'm missing a donation. The real trick, JQ, favorite monster. I'll talk about that in just a moment. Let me finish the other question. So the pierce damage is going to be a problem for you that you can kind of get around by playing aggressively with the lance, continually poking and getting your health regen back. You can also, for your gear, put down something like a health booster and stand in the health booster with your lance, and that's going to help a lot too. Stand near it. So you could do like Temporal Mantle and health booster, and that's going to help versus Arch-Tempered Nergigante's pierce damage. Remember, he pierces through the shield even if you're guarding. But yeah, having 5 guard is overkill. Almost everyone virtually agrees you don't need it. There's never really a good reason to have it. You don't need guard up for the Nergigante fight, by the way. I mentioned some fights don't require guard up. Well, the Nergigante fight is one of those fights. So the guard up skill is used for being able to guard special moves that are supposed to be unguardable. However, Arch-Tempered Nergigante's entire moveset is fully guardable, so you just don't need guard up against him at all. So you can drop that and take something else there as well. In fact, you drop 2 levels of guard in that guard up skill, and you can bring the divine protection skill onto your build, and you'll just have way more defense. If you're looking for a defense setup, that's going to change your build dramatically, because every now and then it's going to kick in and give you 50% damage reduction on a monster that does crazy high damage. So that's what I recommend for your lance build, and just learn to play aggressively with it, honestly. The counterattack allows you, so you go poke, 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 and then he's coming in with the attack, you just counterattack, and the counterattack allows you to really get even more damage out on him. And if you mistime the counterattack, rather than letting the move play out, you push, well, on the Xbox it would be the A button, on the PlayStation it would be the X button. You push A or X, and this is going to send you into the power guard. So this is kind of like a way of extending the counterattack. You turn it into a power guard, and the power guard you can release whenever you want to, but yeah, essentially it's going to extend the duration of your counterattack. So it's kind of like, it's even better than Foresight Slash in that regard. So if you mess up Foresight Slash, you're screwed, right? But if you mess up counterattack, the timing, you can turn it into a power guard, or you can cancel it early. So it's much better than Foresight Slash at being able to counterattack. The thing is, Foresight Slash I think is just more aggressive, and the longsword in general just has way better movability, which I believe in the end actually serves you better when it comes to defense. The lance's poor movability, or whatever the word is, really is a disservice to the weapon. Same with the gun lance, and the damage output of those weapons doesn't really make up for that lack of maneuverability. What am I doing? I'm grabbing a weapon, right? Yes, we're using the Emperor's Roar Blaze. That's what we're doing. Let's bring Heartbreaker. Here it is. All right. Jake Leliuga. Leliuga? Am I saying that right? Let's go ahead and update JQ's donation. Thank you so much, JQ. You got double Alakazams, man. And his question was, what is my favorite monster design-wise? And I will answer that in just a moment. Let's see where we're at. We're at Pursuit 2. Right. Let's go ahead and jump back. I'm going to take a look at those monsters again. I'm going to look at them in the list. Make sure I don't miss any. Alright, monsters. Val, Behemoth, Nergi, Kush, Teostra, Kovataroth, Azura, Kirin, Lunastra, Zenajiva, Great Gyros, Puki, Ancient Leshen. I think it's Ancient Leshen, actually. Alright, what else is on the list? I mean, Black Diablos actually looks really cool, too. Black Diablos is cool. Black Diablos is high on the list. It's too bad Black Diablos wasn't an Elder Dragon, because I would have enjoyed an Arch-Tempered Black Diablos fight. I think Black Diablos and Ancient Leshen score really high for me because they both look really cool and kind of like creepy and dark. Something about Valhazak isn't quite... You know, when I first ran into him, I thought he was kind of creepy and dark, but looking back on him, he's kind of goofy in some ways. I don't know why. Whereas Ancient Leshen actually does seem more like creepy, and Diablos just seems more terrifying. I guess not creepy, but like actually intimidating, right? Black Diablo seems intimidating. So they could have had a Black Diablos Elder Dragon fight, I think, in the game, and that was probably a missed opportunity because Diablos, you know, well, neither of them count as Elder Dragons, but you already got the Diablos fight. They could have had Black Diablos be like the Arch-Tempered fight, right? And they didn't do that, unfortunately. That's what they should have done. I think that would have been really cool. The Big Meech says Lance is one of the most aggressive weapons, though. Nah, I don't agree with that. I don't think so. Lance's poor maneuverability holds it back, in my opinion. And by the way, I'm very familiar with the Lance. It's probably my fourth played weapon at this point. Fourth most played weapon. I don't know where it lands. It's probably 4 or 5. When should we get 5 when group is done? What? Reading the in-game chat here. Just fight Bloodbath Diablos. I did. I fought him one time and he killed me instantly.
Oh, that reminds me.
Maybe they'll have something like that in there we go. Maybe they'll have something like that in Iceborne. A real tough Black Diablos fight. They should. Because he is a legit very tough fight. Or not tough, very fun fight. Jake says, my surname is Lithuanian and barely anyone can pronounce it, so don't sweat it. I might have misheard, but Lance is the most maneuverable, adaptable weapon, which is why I like it. I would not say it's the most maneuverable. The fact is, when you pull the weapon out, you have the slow walking speed, and instead of a roll, you have a hop. So if you're talking about maneuverability, then, you know, having the hop rather than the roll, you know, the omnidirectional roll, that right there takes points away in maneuverability, but also being only able to slow walk is another one. Finally, your sheath speed is slower than other weapons. So the thing is, it can guard, sure. It can guard and it can power guard and it can use the what is it called? Dash attack? I'm trying to remember if that's what it's actually called. It can use the dash attack, right? So Christian Sykes says, do you think that the blast ailment is underrated? I don't think it's underrated. I think it's just harder to calculate sometimes, but I wouldn't call it underrated, no. I think people recognize that there are some of the best weapons in the game are the Ruin weapons, the Lunastra Ruin weapons. Mr. Ice says, when is the next video for the Pokemon channel? Well, I've got a bunch of stuff to open sitting on that desk. I just need to go make a video out of it. So yeah, the thing is, I'm always going to I'm always going to focus on my main channel first, so my main channel gets priority no matter what. And then when I have free time, I'll probably work on the other channel. That's a great question, though. Thanks for asking. You should search for Deviant Diablos. Unlucky is only for Monster Hunter GU. Maybe they'll do. They'll probably have a Diablos variant for Iceborne, if I had to guess. And I hope that is appropriately difficult, I should say. Can you imagine talking all day and then messing your words up? Nobody dropped the boulders on her. That's sad. Well, let's go ahead and get these queued up. I've never seen anyone use blast weapons. I'm using a blast weapon right now. This is one of the best hunting horns in the game. It's like top 3 probably, and it's a blast weapon. This is the Lunastra Blaze. Yeah, Lunastra Blaze hunting horn. Giving out the attack of large buff there. What's the name of your second channel? It's TheGameconomist. I just created it. It has no views and it has barely any subscribers, so it's a brand new channel. And it's going to be my card opening channel. Yep. Iceberg says you can use the shield thrust. I think that's called the advancing guard, and I agree, you can use the advancing guard. You almost never use the slow walk because you'll often use the lance charge for closing distances. And to its credit, the lance is better at maneuverability than the gun lance. The gun lance is even worse than the lance. But, no matter what you say, a weapon like, let's say, sword and shield or light bowgun just have better maneuverability. They can turn on a dime, they can omnidirectional roll, and you can just start to run with those weapons very quickly if you need to. You can't do that with the lance. But I get it though. Like I said, I've played lance a lot. I get the arguments. I think the whole point of that weapon is that you have to practice really hard to get decent maneuverability, and then no matter what, if the monster is very fast moving, you're always kind of playing catch up, which isn't true for all weapons. Some weapons are just, they can stick to the monster very easily. But I understand your argument. Yeah. When it comes to outspacing a monster, being able to sheath your weapon and then dash really changes what you're capable of outspacing. See what I'm saying? God Terrorboy says, I need to see them Gameconomist arms. I don't get how you can run the lance, but not with the gun lance. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, my cat just made a really funny sound. Yeah, that's funny to point out, Lucky Punk. They're very similar weapons, so it makes no sense. How do you reload heavy bowgun from the radio menu? I have a guide on how to use the heavy bowgun, and I talk a little bit about it in there. Alternatively, if you really want to learn that, go look up my cluster bomb guide. It goes into very fine detail on how to craft ammo from your radio menu. Okay, so go watch that. That's my Dark Devourer cluster bomb guide. I think it's called Bomb the World. Oh, she's going to be going to the side. Go ahead and grab this large barrel. People trying to convince me the lance has good maneuverability. The whole point of that weapon is that it doesn't. What's a good armor sphere farm? Just do your daily bounties. That's about it. Benedict Cumberpatch says, why aren't you using the Mega Man armor for your Palico? Every bone knows it's meta for Palico. Every bone. Boop. I would do that aerial attack to build a little bit of aerial damage. I want to see you beating the Moss Wine event quest. Moss Winin' and Dinin'.
All right.
Oh, well, these are all broken. Looks like we haven't chipped her horns. Oh, her whole armor set is broken, so, huh. Ain't going to make a late PC stream. I'm not home now. There's a fair chance. I've been doing a lot of late night streams. It's not always guaranteed, though. It is the weekend now. It's Friday, right? Look at this damage. Whew. There it goes. Oh, we're gonna strip the mantle right off. Is she gonna shake it off right now? Nope. There she goes, yeah. She's gonna roar. What hunting horn is this? Deep Vero is not the best one? I no longer consider Deep Vero the best hunting horn. I believe the best hunting horn is this one called the Blaze hunting horn. In terms of damage, technically the Sleep horn paired with Peak Performance or Agitator is going to get the highest DPS of all the hunting horns. It's going to be by a very slim margin. This will come in third place for damage a lot of the time. However, I like that it has built-in guts, and that's the main reason. Also, it does really well when you're fighting a monster weak to blast. Gosh dang it, dude. Well, let's go ahead and bring her over here. Try to drop a pillar on her and get her tail done.
Watch yourself.
Watch yourself. All right. Oops, that's strange. Why didn't it do the, That's clever using bombs for that, by the way. Tail broken. Alright, now there's really no reason to drop the other, There's no reason to drop the other falling boulder because we're just going to send her into stage 4 to get the win anyways, in my opinion. I'll just wait over here. At this rate, my YouTube feed is literally nothing but Gameconomist. Do I put out a lot of content? Now that's a lot of damage. Kick him, he missed. What? My Poogie is a big pumpkin now. WTF. John Victor says, don't you think hunting horn moves are too slow and leave you open? Yes, I absolutely do think that. I think not only do they tend to be too slow, but something about them doesn't feel very exciting. And I think that the Echo Wave attacks are really going to have an ability to fix that, because there's going to be new Echo Wave attacks we've never seen before. Not to mention the one that we've already seen is already cool because it adds like a big explosion to the end of your weapon, which is exactly what they should have had from the start. She's going to sleep. Looks like Caspar should get the opening. Did I just do that? Oh my god, I hit the wrong button, guys. Sorry about that. We'll do fine. She's already got a broken tail. We should be fine. I hit the wrong button. We'll be fine. We all three of us die. Game over. Fayette says, I used the Exploiter Charm with the Draken. Do I get Crit Ice 7 attack? What? I think you're kind of having me do your build for you in the chat, and it's hard for me to do that. I put a lot of builds together, so in a way I can kind of visualize it in my head, but I am live. There's, let me say this, if you do have questions, you could always ask in the Discord. I'm sure there's somebody there who will give you great advice on your build. Jake says, I have every kind of Streamstone except Lance, so I guess I'm stuck with chip damage for now. But I can't complain since I got the Kiara Strong Arm Ice today after months of grinding. Nice. What monster in Iceborne are you looking forward to the most? Brand new ones like Velkhana. Tonser says, can you show your current horn build, or is there a video you have on it? This is, yeah, here, let me grab these horns real fast. This is a fire resistance build, and it was a pre-made build that I just had sitting around, so I just went for it. I just grabbed it. And then I took off the health boost and I threw on Part Breaker. That's what this is. We got everything? Alright, let's go ahead and show off the build real fast. So that's the build. What you can do is you can actually drop the breaker charm and you can put on peak performance. Alright. Terra commit shut mouth. What? So for this hunt, you always have to break her tail. Yes. If you want full rewards, you need to get that tail break. How excited would you be if Celta's Queen made it into Iceborne? I mean, I would be okay with it. I think that would be fine. But what I'm most interested in are new monsters. I'm actually getting tired of being excited for old monsters. Yeah, I'm a little tired of being excited for old monsters. It'll be cool for them to be in updated Monster Hunter World graphics and smoothness, but I mean, they really should be asking the developers to produce something new. Shouldn't be, you know, it should be pretty normal. We want to see some new monsters. That's what I want to see. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Take a gander. Don't mind if I do. Wink. Solid streamstones that I don't need. I gotta find out what mod that is doing that. Look at that, the Tereth Blitz Bomber, huh? So Tereth Strong Arm Ice, I've already got one. Thunder, already got one. Water, already got one. Okay, I don't have this. Let's go ahead and pick that up. That'll be good. That'll be good for fighting the Ancient Lushen with you guys. All right, sell the rest. We got one new item. All right, and let's grab the Forager build. Oh, hold on, we got refresher items as well. Inigo Montoyo. Let's go ahead and start our Pursuit 1. Do you prefer lame new monster or good old ones like Glavenus? I prefer new monsters. I got to fight Glavenus already. I fought Glavenus in Monster Hunter GU. I fought him a whole bunch of times, actually. The game required you to fight him a whole bunch of times. And just like when I played the Dark Souls Remastered, I realized while there's a lot of good nostalgia for fighting the old monsters, the problem is you've already fought them. You already know them. So it's really important that somehow Capcom is able to produce new experiences. That's very important. It can't just be the same old monsters repackaged over and over and over again. That's a problem Pokemon has all kinds of complex difficulties with, but also a lot of games have that problem. You know, like there's a new Halo coming out for Xbox. Well, is it just going to feel like every other Halo except maybe with slightly better graphics? See what I'm saying? So I think it's important that Capcom shows us that they can invent new monsters that are really cool, like the Ancient Lushen. He was a really cool monster in my opinion. He really does stand out from the rest of the fights in the game. Like, when you fight, I don't know, Rathalos, there's a whole bunch of Rathalos-style monsters. Rathalos, Raytheon, Azure Rathalos, Pink Raytheon, Paolumu, and I'm sure we'll have more by the end of this. We'll have even more. But with the Ancient Lushen, there's no other humanoid fights in the game like that. So that was really clever of them. We got our honey. Let's go ahead and make our jump. That was pretty clever. Grab our honey. Attack jewels are straight, says Nathan. What? That's crazy. Let's go ahead and grab this nitro shroom. Whee!
You can do this. Over here.
Grab this footprint.
I'm ready.
How much salt do you think it will take to bring Arch-Tempered Orochi Kira into Iceborne? That's a good question. I don't know. Oh wow, you guys are like a full minute behind the rest. You guys are a full minute behind me in terms of stream. I'm looking at it right now. How did the stream get so far behind? Man, freaking YouTube, man. Ray Zhang for Monster Hunter World? Yeah, they can bring Ray Zhang in. They can bring in as many monsters as they want. Like I said, though, it's just important to me that there's some really good new monsters. Maybe they'll release a new weapon at some point. There's still a chance for that. Like, maybe they want to release it post-launch. They should. That's what I would do if I wanted to keep my audience engaged. Just release a new weapon. It is time. Fayed says he is the only bipedal monster. He's talking about Ancient Legend. That's right. All I ever want for Iceborne is the Ogre. Grab the scattered gold chip. Grab the footprint. God Terror Boy says, for like the 2 times you streamed on DLive, I noticed there was a very little stream delay. Oh yeah, DLive. You know, I stopped streaming there because there was no audience on DLive, unfortunately. That's how it goes, man. That's why YouTube stays powerful. They're already ahead. There's no way to catch up. If I had like some millionaire sponsoring me, maybe I'd still do it, but that's about it. John Victor says, I was told that there are only 3 expensive things on the USA: healthcare, education, and manual labor, like locksmiths and plumbers. Is it true? Healthcare and education are very expensive in the United States. However, one of the reasons why they're so expensive is because we don't use government money to pay for them, and what that means is you pay lower taxes in the United States. And when you pay lower taxes, you get to keep more of your earnings. So it's easier, you know, if you're good at shopping for cheap education and you're good at shopping for cheap healthcare, then you're able to become wealthier than maybe arguably in another country. And so in America, there is still opportunity for upward mobility. The problem is you have also a lot of poor people who never really make it, and they find it really difficult to pay for things like healthcare and for education. And the argument is, well, if we start taxing everyone and start paying for the poor, then this will be better for our society, and that's not necessarily proven. That's the thing that people are debating over right now, like how much socialism is too much socialism. The United States is different from Europe. Europe already does socialized healthcare and socialized education, and the United States doesn't. On the other hand, I was reading an article this morning from the Wall Street Journal that the UK's economy fell by 0.2%. So not only did it not grow, it actually went negative. And one of the reasons, when I was looking into the UK, when I was looking into moving there, one of the reasons why I said, man, I don't know if I want to move here, is because I found out I'd have to pay a whole bunch more taxes than I already pay to live in a house that costs more and to buy goods that cost more. So all those things kind of stack up, you know what I mean? It's a different kind of economy. It is. It's an economy where, yes, you have to pay for your own education, but once you're out of school, you don't have to pay as much taxes on those earnings. So it's a trade-off. See, it's a trade-off. A lot of people think that because their education is paid for by the government, that is free. This is not true. You spend 4 years in school, and then you spend the next 30 years of your life paying like twice as much taxes as people do in America. Justin Law says, what Luna is a good tree for dual blades? I'm maining dual blades. None of them. I don't believe any of the Lunastra weapons are good for dual blades. Yeah, so for dual blades, what you want are the Kiar weapons. So the Kiar weapons are really good for dual blades. They're a massive upgrade because they have built-in critical element, which is really useful because then you can focus on building the Draken armor set, and the Draken armor set will help you maintain your white sharpness, which is really challenging to do. Well, it's really important for a weapon like dual blades in particular because of how often it attacks. So if you're looking for strong dual blades, oh my god, Gameconomist breaking the rules. If you're looking for good dual blades, pick up the Kiar dual blades. Iceberg says, I'd love for Capcom to introduce a Nakarko subspecies to the Rotten Vale. Sure, the original fight wasn't as good as other final bosses, but a unique Effluvium Nakarkos may help. I don't know if he'll return. He was an interesting fight. I went to a private school for a year. It's not that much different. Are you guys talking about private public school? John Victor says, I thought all schools were public and all colleges were private. Nope, that's not true. Yeah, America has public schools and public colleges. Usually they're called community college, and you can get a 2-year degree there for very cheap, actually. Yeah, so you can get your 2-year degree probably for somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000. And that's actually not that hard to afford. Like, if you go into debt for $5,000 to get your 2-year degree, it's really not that bad. And then you just pay that off, and for the next 20 to 30 years of your life, you pay far fewer taxes than what you would have paid in Europe. In Europe, you probably would have paid between 30 and 40% taxes, including the sales tax, right? So the sales tax in Europe is higher as well, I believe. And the cost of goods tend to be higher in Europe. So you would pay more money for the goods, higher sales tax, and higher income tax. In America, all those things will be cheaper. But you have to pay for a higher health care as well. So it's a trade-off. It is. I think that one of the bigger problems in America is that people are generally very bad with their health, and people are generally very bad at saving up their money. When people have money, they just spend it right away. And this is a much more challenging question of whether or not people fundamentally can be trusted with their own money. That's the thing. That's basically what this is all about, is can people be trusted with their own money? So if you have parents who earn money over the course of their whole lives, 30 years, 40 years, they obviously over that period of time, they make quite a lot. If they make money over the entire period of their lives, but they don't put any money away to take care of themselves as grandparents, then I guess they weren't trustworthy to have their own money. And actually, if daddy government could have stepped in and taken their money away from them and then later paid for their health insurance when they're much, much older, that system would be better for you, the child, right, of those parents. On the other hand, if your parents are smart, what they would have done is they would have bought stock their whole life, and then by the time they're older, because they didn't have to pay as much taxes in America, they were able to afford a lot more stocks than if they had lived in, let's say, Europe. And so your parents could be really rich by the time you're born, and daddy government stayed out of the way, and your parents got really rich. So again, it kind of comes down to what kind of people live in America. Are they people who understand that they need to save up money and need to put money away for retirement? Or are they people who just kind of spend their money as fast as they get it? And this is the deeper question, is can people be trusted with their money? Let's go ahead and get another round started up. Let's grab a weapon real fast. It's a really important question. It's a really defining question of your society. Do we have Part Breaker? We don't have Part Breaker. That's the artillery charm. Charger, elementless, shield. Well, we can get rid of jumping. We could probably get rid of shield too, actually. And we'll trade that out with destroyer. Alright. Oh, let's go ahead and grab the shield mod, right? We're going to grab Griffin Bazooka item loadout. Such a great weapon. Alright, so we're waiting on one more group to return, and they'll probably bring it up to HR4. Oh, not HR, P4. There we go. Profile says, what tax you say peoples pay in UK? VAT? I have no idea what that means. Sorry, I can't answer your question. Justin says, is there a way to get the dual blade solo? Against Kulvey? No. No, not against Kulvey. Justin Law says, oh yeah, okay, I answered that question. Steve Lynn says, do you remember how you felt the first time you saw Basilgeuse? Trying to remember the way I felt the first time I saw Basilgeuse. Not really. I don't think Basilgeuse excited me too much. Fayette says, could you next time stream Arch-Tempered Kulvey on Xbox and invite me? Fayette is I do it the same way. It's always a first come, first serve kind of deal. So whoever gets in, gets in. What you can do is you can join the Discord server, and what I do is I tend to talk to the Xbox, PlayStation, and PC channels to let them know ahead of time that I'm going live, and I'll generally ask them what they want to do, and I'll be communicating to them ahead of time so that they know early what's going on, and then I post the session ID in the Discord before I make it public. So those are all some tips for being able to get into the session. But if I were to give you like special treatment, then I would have to give everyone special treatment. See, so that's just how it goes. Eddie Master said, I got DC'd, but I got 3 good runs. Thank you for the stream. I'm glad to hear that, Eddie. We have 4 yet?
That reminds me.
No. John Victor says, what about death penalty? Do you agree with it? Man, it is tough, man, because... Yeah, it's really tough, because one of the problems with the death penalty are the concerns about people getting the evidence wrong, right? One of the interesting things is when people commit crimes, they just deny it, deny it, deny it, deny it. Nobody, very rarely do people come out and say, yep, that was me. I did it and I'm proud, right? This actually very uncommon. It's pretty rare. So most people are vehemently denying that they committed the crime. And usually it's some horrible, gruesome murder. This is the only thing that's going to give you the death penalty. Some terrible murder of an innocent human being who had freedoms and rights before you took it away and murdered them. And the question is, I think a way to rephrase your question is, do you believe in an eye for an eye punishment? And I think I do, honestly. I think I do. You know, if you kill someone, then sorry, you forfeit your life. That's eye for an eye. That would be fairness. And there's all kinds of arguments like, well, insanity and, oh, well, they have damaged brain. They were abused as a kid, right? It's not about that, though. You took someone's life. Now you have to give your life. And that's, you know, that would be, in my brain, that's justice. That's fairness. So everyone has their own opinions. People say, like, you know, well, what if we accidentally put an innocent man to death? And that's probably the biggest deterrent. That's probably the biggest counter argument, in my opinion, is that you could actually accidentally put an innocent man to death. I think that's the best counter argument to the whole thing. But if you could do it with 100% accuracy, I'd be down. Yeah, because you know, otherwise, here's this guy who did some really horrifying thing. If you ever look into like some of the stuff people do, is really horrifying. Okay, people commit really when somebody reaches a point where they're ready to kill somebody else. They've kind of like crossed a line, and they go into all kinds of like torture and sexual weird stuff that's really horrifying. And they do this to the person, and then they kill them, right? When you reach that point, you really want to pay for that person for the rest of your life to sit in a jail cell. They're going to sit there. They're going to eat food on your money, you know. So they took someone else's freedoms away. They killed somebody, and then they get to sit in a jail cell, and you get to pay for their TV. You get to pay for their bunk bed, for their clothing, for their meals, for 40 years, plus they get medical treatment. Did you know that? So you pay for their medicine too. And you don't even, people struggle to do this for their own grandparents. And the idea that you're going to do it for somebody who like murdered a mother and her child, you know, after horrible, torturous, rapey kind of things, it's just, you know, it's too far. But it all comes back down to that question of, can we actually figure out if that person did that thing? And I feel like there are cases where we do know. And in those cases, the laws should allow us to say, okay, well, you did the thing, see you later. You know, our society does not allow this, and fairness would dictate that, you know, actually torturing the person would be fairness, right? But we don't even do that. We just kill them. So they committed a torture and then a killing, but they only get killed. So it's actually easier for them than for their victims. And I think a lot of people understand this, which is why the death penalty still does get a lot of support. I don't know exactly what most people believe about the death penalty, but I imagine it does receive a lot of support still. The last thing I heard is that it does. Can you explain the leveling up thing is on your Discord server? Yeah, so in the Discord server that I'm hosting, you can unlock the hunter role by soloing the regular behemoth. You can't use cluster bombs, and you have to provide video evidence that it was you doing it. And then once you do this, you get a special role called the Hunter, and you get access to a channel where you can talk to other people with that role called the Gathering Hub. All right, I'm gonna jump up here. The death penalty. So you got to read into some of the stuff people do, and it will change your mind on issues like the death penalty. Like if you're against the death penalty, you got to read about some of the messed up stuff people do, and then you will change your mind. You'll be like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to pay for this guy for the rest of his life. Oops, I didn't realize I was already loaded. Well, let's go ahead and load this. Charles James says, hey buddy, thanks for the streams and the videos. If I'm not watching you play, I'm gaming myself. Glad to hear that, man. Game all day, every day. You know what's so great about this build is it's an explosive damage build, so you're always going to do good damage to her mantle, whether she's glowing or not. You're always going to do high damage, just like the barrel bombs. Oh, she's red. Alright, so she's going to head off now. We're going to go ahead and grab some fresh ammo. Good work. Will you ever stream on the weekends? Really want to play, but I work full time. Yeah, so Chad, I do stream on the weekends, but it's a very inconsistent stream schedule because I need to spend time with my wife on the weekends because I definitely don't spend enough time with her on the weekdays. Instantly likes to stream after the streamer gets real. We just like to talk about stuff like that. It's fun. Says Fetty. Hey, there's UPS. I wonder if I'll ever get my package in the mail. I'm waiting for 3 packages actually, and they're all Pokemon cards. What's a good light bowgun for using Pierce ammo? Trick question, none of them. The heavy bowguns are a far, far, far better option for Pierce ammo than the light bowguns. But if I was going to use a light bowgun for Pierce ammo, I would either use the Terrath Pierce light bowgun or the Styx light bowgun, one or the other. Yeah, Terrath Pierce, by the way, is not bad for Pierce ammo level 2. The problem is light bowguns in general are not that good for Pierce ammo. Tell your wife to get the game. She does have the game, actually. And we occasionally play together on stream. Just not all the time. I live in St. Louis too, so if you put up a smoke signal, I'll see it and hop on. Alright, Chad. Where are you from, Chad? Are you in the actual city or are you in the county? Does your wife ever play video games? Yes, actually she does. Go ahead and take this right here. Oop. Let's go ahead and load this up. I want to try something other than the Deep Vero. What else is good for hunting horn? Yes, the Blaze hunting horn. I highly recommend. Blaze hunting horn. Whoa. I'm hurt. That hurts. Look at that. Look how much I healed from the explosions. Watch this. Watch this. Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. She's trying to kill me. Oh, maybe somebody else was healing me. I've tried your earplugs charge blade build today. Works wonders. Thanks. Glad to hear that, man. Yeah, I think it's a good build. I haven't actually shown it off yet, I think. I should probably show it off sometime. Kulvey Wulvey and her milkies. How many Teostra have you slain? Just wondering. I've slain a few Teostras in my time. Oops. Just used the net. Man, are we just not doing damage or what? Did you see that? I rolled through the arm. Oh, she got me. So we've got how many shots left? We've only got 4 shots of Wyvern ammo left. I think I'm going to go refresh my ammo one more time. I'm sure they'll knock her into stage 4 on their own. Watch this, burned near to death. Pretty much. That move's really dangerous though, the fire lava, the vomit. That's like the most dangerous move in my opinion. That and the beam. Green Tortoise says, do you like thick thighs? I do not, actually. I like the thigh gaps. Thigh gaps all the way. People who are into big boobs. I never understood that because you know they're just going to be saggy in like 20 years. Kulvey Milkies. Blast status got filling faster with higher status value, and each hit has a 40% proc. Change to black. What? Did they buff it? Oh no, somebody else was asking a different question. Oh, look at this shot. Ooh, beautiful. I guess we should bring her to the back of the map. Man, what are we not doing any damage? Ouch, that hurts. It's a good thing I have a lot of... Look at that. Damage taken was reduced. That was... Oh, she shed. Damage taken was reduced. That was Divine Protection. And now because of Divine Protection, I still have my Moxie. Think about that. So Divine Protection just saved my Moxie. And that means that I get to use it in stage 4. It's really nice. John Victor says, when in Monster Hunter World that something clicked and you thought, this is a damn fine game? Well, right away, when I started playing it, I was pretty sure already. Yeah, around the time I fought Anjanath, actually, would be probably a better description.
Good work, Vipers. Now get out there and show us how it's done.
Around the time I started fighting Anjanath.
Watch yourself.
Well, those are pretty close. No, we're not going to do that. Alright, we're starting up. Watch this. Look at that damage on the horns. That's crazy. Oh, snap. Come on over, Kulvey Wulvey.
Oh dear.
Tail broken. Nice job, Dark Pony. See, we don't even need our teammates. We got it. Oh, shoot. I hate this move. Whew. That move traps you so easily. Chris got him out. Ouch. This is the end for you, Kulv. Chris, what are you doing? People who put the barrel bombs up on her horns. Dear God. Alright, her horns broke. It doesn't matter, she's easy. See, Adita says, dang, Gameconomist is a man of culture. What are you talking? What did I say? I've learned to accept no one will enjoy my farts. That's true. That's very much true. Anjanath is a more stupid Devil Joe. That's actually kind of accurate. Fayette said, the damage on that net is 1 trillion times more powerful than your silly bowguns. Ha ha ha, feel the power of the net. Alright, let's see what we get from these. Any recommendations for a Hunter rank 44 Charge Blade build? Get capacity boost from the high metal coil and get artillery from the Dodogama. Is it arms or Dodogama legs? I can't remember. One or the other. Oh, the gap. Yep. Wait, did I carve these? Yes, I did. Zoop. Make a new monster. If I made a new monster, it'd be a creepy monster. Can people enjoy my farts? Nope. It's not possible. You never really look at the ceiling, do you? Man, I should look at that. Whew. People who plant bombs on the head give me PTSD. That's right. You knock everyone away when you do it. They're like, I'm helping. Alright, let's go ahead and gather all these. Did it give me mutagen? I got mutagen. Oh my god, what the heck? I have some weird mod on. Alright. Spark. Kiara Salt Magma, which is not useful, unfortunately. Rage Glutton. Car Pipe Stream. Alright, well, that about does it for today. Typical Kulvey Wulvey. We got very few good rewards. Man, she is so stingy, I swear to God. Let's go ahead and start waving. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here because I don't want to do another round. Because that would take about 25 minutes. And we are just shy of 2 hours. Alright. I want to thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and thank you, Zesty, for becoming a member. Awesome.